All right, good morning, folks. Today is Monday, and we're getting ready to get this job started. We're still waiting on permits and stuff. Well, not permits, but a PO start number for a job, and we're just kind of keeping things rolling. And what you're looking at is. Of course, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know this is a job that we completed back in the early part of the year. Like early spring. This is where we had the problems with the DEP and whatnot. We got through all that, of course. Now, this is where they're going to build their house. They got their garage apartment built. And they're living in it while they're waiting. You look what a patch of grass growing there. They're living in it while they're waiting. And this is going to be the house. See, and I think they're going to try to start construction of it in the spring is what I'm anticipating, I'm guessing. We're going to build a pad. They're going to build a concrete pad house. Everything's going to be on concrete. Going to have, I guess, the heating is going to come through the concrete. So I'm sure they're going to have other heat. But anyway, radiant floor heating, I think they call that. So we're going to get this pad built. When I cut the house seat out, I just kind of leveled everything up. There was a tremendous amount of grade differences, of course. You see that mountain in the very, very back end, that's where this actually started at, and it went from that to the ground that I'm standing on. Of course, we had to cut all this out. All that was cut out for the house, for the driveway to be built, and it turned out to be a beautiful project. Of course, you know, we're well within passing on the reclaim, well within passing, but we had some thin spots, some grass didn't come up in places and whatnot. But I mean, for the most part, I'll walk down here and show you this. I mean, for the most part, it turned out beautiful. It's a beautiful road. It's a beautiful, beautiful lay of land. I'm just happy I got to be part of it. I'm sorry. This early morning, this high level of moisture is horrible on my voice in the mornings. But you look how beautiful that is. Of course, that's the garage apartment. You look how well that reclaimed out. Now down there at his house, you can see them brown spots where they had their sewer and stuff put in, so it's still not peeled back from that. But for the most part, yeah, this really turned out nice. Get some lime and fertilizer on it. A couple good seasons, and most of it will come back good. So, guys, we're getting everything greased up, and we'll get to work. Well, getting this fill started. About time to change jobs there. I usually do a half a dozen or so in a row. Same thing, and then it'll switch out, and it'll switch out. So, about time to do something different, I think. Dillinger got over in here and got a little bit of a soft spot. That's where that burn pile was. It's probably barbecued dirt. Getting her all dumped in over here so we can get us some fill and compaction going. I'll bring my dozer out of here and push that soft spot out. Probably just push it over here in a pile. I'm starting to get the fill in here, and I got to blade all this down and build this lift in here. Got quite a bit dirt coming out over there. Of course, we still got a little bit more to go, but she's gonna look good. It'll be a good looking job. Biggest thing is keeping our water diverter ditches and stuff in here, and that's just solid clay. I think what we had talked about the other day in the meeting was that we was gonna, something making a racket up there. Oh man, training new guys. It really wears on me. Anyway, get some dirt put in here and get this front built up. Get us a benchmark cut, we'll be all right. So let's get it going. Well, we get the build up. I've already come up about 1.5 feet. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. About 1.5 feet. It looks like we come up more than what we did, but it's gonna take a little while. I cut that back up there on top, the very back of the property line. It's cut, or not the property line, but that knoll back there. I've got her cut down, going back toward that dump truck and where he's loading out. It's cut pretty good. That big mound of stuff right there is what I cut out and shoved this way. Fixing to get in behind it, I think. I'm gonna shove all that this way and shove it into a lift too. Mostly just to kind of get rid of it. I'm trying to get a little bit of an edge here and there. I'm gonna try to contour all of this and make it all kind of marry together. But I'm about to add a little bit in here in the front, in here to kind of marry it together. They want me to take this tree down. There's a pile of logs from clearing. They want me to take this tree down. It's a maple, and man, I was really careful about feeling around it and everything, trying to save it, and she died. Them broken limbs and stuff from the ice storm, we got hit hard. Here's another one come down. A few more out yonder. That maple right there got destroyed by the ice. I mean, ice just killed this place up in here. I gotta clear them off a little place out in there for a solar field. Of course, that ain't much. Them bigger trees, I told them if they'd let me just cut them down instead of rooting them out by the roots, that would help them on price-wise. They agreed to it. So, but I've been trying to figure out a way to take this tree down. I don't want to clobber over that way, and it's just going to tear up Jack. It needs to come back up a hill, but that's a hard pull, and it's going to be hard. Well, it ain't hard to pull, but you got to think we got to get something up in that daggone thing to help pull it. And that's a big old tree to try to get something up in. I guess I had a bucket truck and get my winch line up in there, I could pull it. Boy, it's pretty up in here. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of property. Well, we might as well get back at it. Let's get her started today. We've got a lot filled in. I gotta go over and set the transit back up. Got a pretty good pad built. I think we're pretty much almost done on the pad. I don't want to fool with it, but I guess we're going to do it. I guess we're going to try to get this tree down. I'm going to try to get a chain. I got a big swamp chain in the truck. It should take a little bit more abuse. I'm going to try to get it up in there. I ain't going to be able to get it up very high, probably about right in there. Which hopefully, I mean, my dozer will pull it. I just worry about the stem not breaking off, you know, during the pull. And I'm going to get the hoe down here and get it pushed up against it, kind of like a backstop. And then I brought the grapple today so we can carry the brush up here on the hill. Wasn't gonna fool with this part. I ain't gonna fool with that. for a little bit. I'm gonna get this here. I kind of cut a little bit in there, and that's about what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna rear back and cut about 2 feet out of the flat, push it into the front here, and kind of just roll it all in and cup it in real good. Just because during the construction process, they need to be able to get up and over this about everywhere. So after they get the house and everything built, they can dress a little bit and finesse it around. I mean, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. That'll be good for everybody. And try to level this here up, bring this out a little bit more and roll it in. Bring this in here and roll this in here a little bit more. We got the initial, and it's really, I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, I'd say it's within 6 inches. I'd say close. This front's probably low a little bit, but not nothing too bad. I told them I have it within a couple, 3 inches. That way the water wouldn't lay on it all winter. A little dark, ain't it? So we're getting her ramped up. We got a big old pile of dirt down there the hose sitting on. I'm gonna bring him off that and build him another pad. And then we're gonna fill in the face of that hill a little bit and take that contour out. She was worried about kids sleigh riding down it. So I guess we're gonna fix that a little bit better. Then, boy, I tell you, this grass is, I mean, what's growing's growing good. I mean, it's growing great. I don't know. I don't understand it at all. Well, I mean, I do. It's this, anywhere the shade was hitting, it grows good. And there was some pretty good dirt right there. This right here was all rock. And this in here growed good. I won't be over in there. Really, I think it's a passing grade on everything. Got to kind of clean up that right in there. I think she's looking good. I think she's looking real good. Well, the pusher is in regen. They're getting the last little bit of dirt out up there. And I started sloping this hill in. I'm gonna get ready to take this tree down. We'll do our best. Daggone it. I'm not happy about that at all. I really don't want to mess with that thing. Shoot. But me being who I am, being who I is, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I got her bank straightened up, I think, for sure this time. Kate, I hope that tickles your fancy. Filled in some on this side and contoured this side. I worked on it for a while there because I knowed it needed to look good. That's the backdrop of your house. It's got to look good. It's got to look good. Got the pad really close. Of course, we'll shoot it. I know a minute ago or earlier, before I put the final coating, I think I was within 8 to 12 inches. And that was long ways this way. From me to the dozer was 12 inches. And from front to back, I think was 3-6 inches, something like that. It was real close. I know I'll have to do a little bit of finessing, but what's left of finesse, I can get that material out of that ditch, because I got to put a ditch behind the house. I can get a lot of that out of there. I think it's a little high here in the back, but I got to kind of marry that together and marry this together. You see, we kind of contoured it to come around this way. We'll put an exit out that way and exit out that way, then I bring it down and exit water out this way. Put a water bar across the front. It should take care of all the water problems. And I think I think there's about 20 feet. There's 15 to 20 feet of movement this way. And then of course, whatever you do on the front here, you can move it back and forth. Should have plenty of room. A pretty good bit of fuel put in there. We're just about to get a chain up in that thing. And that's the only thing that bothers me is you're married to it. You're committed to it. Once you stick a saw in her, buddy, she belongs to you, or well, to me. And I'm not looking forward to it, but we're going to get it. And after we get it on the ground, we got to take it up on top. And I cleaned them out a place up there on top for them, a solar field. I got to take a couple more trees down on the sides, but everything else I shoved, and I pushed it all the way back. They've got about 20 feet, 30 feet past what they was wanting cut out or cleared out. They've got 30 additional feet after that cleared out because I had to make enough room for the brush pile. And I know I don't like it, but ain't a whole lot I'm gonna do about it. Here comes Dillinger with a load of dirt. They gotta be getting pretty close. Probably what's tell him where I want it at here. Right here. Here comes Dillinger with a load of dirt. They got about what, one more load back here in the back? All right, let's get at it.
that rubber saw.
Do what?
Stop taking that rubber saw.
I'll get cut up. You do anything? Well, good morning, folks. Today's Wednesday. And this is the third day of the project. We got this, we got that big tree down yesterday. I got it down. I guess I edited the video a little bit. There was some stressful moments in it. We deleted that part of it, but we got it down. We got it cleaned up. Got it took up on the knoll up there. So now got the brought the tractor with us. We'll use it to seed with here in a little bit. Got the transit. Part of the transit's actually in the other truck. And I sent the boys to get. To get the mulch. They went up to. They're going to Hamlin to get mulch, and I'm getting ready to go to farmhouse to get the seed and the fertilizer. It's hard. I needed to come here with the tractor to get an empty trailer. So we just kind of split ways this morning, and I'm pretty big on sharing, spreading my business out. I got a half a dozen people I deal with all the time, and I try to be as consistent as I can with where I spend and what I spend, and good product's a big thing to me. Good product, and I like my farmhouse guys up in Milton. Of course, we know Stone's Trucking, Stone Feed and Seed. They take care of us too. So I got a great group of people. But this right here is where we cut everything down. I got it pretty roughed in. I got the bank and stuff. I think I've got it for her. She's supposed to come up. Kate's supposed to come up in a little bit and check on it. If she can't, I was hoping she would come before I went to Milton, but I need to get there. But we took a lot of that whoop-de-doo out of it like she was worried about, and I filled some in that face on that side and kind of graded it around. Try to make it look as presentable as I can. Got to get a ditch put down through here, clean it up a little bit. There's still a little bit of work, but I'm hoping to be reclaiming by today. By the end of the day, I'd love to be reclaiming. Even if I don't get it all reclaimed, even if I got to come up here tomorrow and blow a little bit more mulch or whatever, that's fine. That don't concern me whatsoever. So, and I got to take a little bit in here. I need to take some of that just so the water continue. I mean, the water, it'll run now the way it is, and it probably wouldn't hurt anything the way it is now. Just because I need that to I need that not to be real abrupt. That way the water don't move too fast. And I'm gonna put a diverter ditch. It's still pretty early this morning. I'll put a diverter ditch up here all the way down, hopefully. As long as Kate can get along with it, and I think she will. That way it kind of stops that water from running down the face of that hill and slows everything down. But they've got a beautiful lot. They've got a couple acre lot right here leveled out where the roller's sitting. That's where the house is going to be. I gotta finish a little bit of grade work in there. Trying to keep it within about 3 inches of tolerance. That way the water is not going to lay on the lot all winter. And that way, whenever hopefully Brandon Smith gets up here to finish line concrete and get some of their pad and stuff poured out, that way they'll be ready to build. Wish that project starts in the spring, around April. I think is what they're planning on. So that'll be good. Got some dirt piled up right there. That's to kind of finish that berm in. Trying to keep as much water from going over that face of that hill as possible. Because if you guys remember on this project, from about right in here that way is all fill. And that's all been put in 8 to 12 inch lifts and compacted. A lot of work went into this lot up here. We moved a lot of dirt up here. I mean, it's really good dirt. We patched some of these ruts and stuff last night. Put a little bit of dirt back in there and patched them up. I'm gonna rough this up right here a little bit and put some more seed and stuff down right there. And I'm gonna clean this edge up here real nice. I really think this project come together good. I think it really did. I think it'll really pass. We'll put us a nice diverter ditch going this way. Over in this corner, we actually got the water used to go that way, which was a natural cut in the hill. Well, when I dug the lot down, we actually got down below the property. There's a little diffuation in the property line over there. And in order to make the water go that way, I'm gonna have to dig dirt down on the other side of the fence line. And I don't wanna be over there doing that. That's not how I operate. That's not what we're gonna do. So, it's the same thing as here. You know, in order to make that water go, we'd have to dig down on across on the other side of that fence line, and we don't do that. So we let the berm in there, and then it's going to run off the end of the lot right there, which is pretty much how the water run to begin with. So we're putting everything back the way it used to run. We didn't disrupt any flows of water, so which is a big thing. Anytime you do excavating work, you don't want to disrupt the natural flow of water, because that's where you get into problems. That's where you get into slips and all that. And the second thing, you don't want water running over a face of a field slope, field slope, which is what this is. This is all what they call a field slope, and it's where it's all been filled in. It's all new dirt, and there's nothing on it but grass, and a great stand of grass, may I say. You don't want to be running water over the face of that, because you can cause yourself some problems. We had some, and you can obviously see because of the ruts, but I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything or sound very arrogant, but the water running over the face, and if that's all it did was cut those face ruts in it, that's pretty daggone good, because it's all field. So if it wasn't compacted properly, and if it wasn't put in there the right way, then it would have rutted beyond that, and it would have caused all kinds of issues. But this has actually held up remarkably great, and a lot of that's got to do with the way it was put in, the reclaim practices that we implement and we stand behind and we do, and we're very rigid. We don't back up from that. So we'll be all right as long as everything pans out on the dimensions here, which I think we will be. That's a whole lot of house. All right, let's go get some fertilizer and some seed. Well, folks, today's Thursday, day 4. We liked about 10 bale. We could have got by with it, but the way I see it, bust a few clods down. The way I see it, it really needs it on here. We put 80 bale on here. I sent them after 10 more bale. I said, just take the truck and go get us 10 bale. Got us some good diverter ditches in here. This here's the house seat, the pad where the house is going to be built. I left a little bit of grade on it so the water won't lay on it all winter. I think it's within about 3 inches. I did kind of build this up here a little bit more just to keep the water shedded. Got a nice ditch right here where it meets the back of the lot. I got the hill all sloped in and covered with mulch. Got a nice diverter ditch. I'll get a couple more pictures from here and there. Done really good. Boys do really good though. Dillinger's a pretty good driver, and every time he runs machines, he retains a little bit more knowledge. Got a nice diverter ditch right here, which is, we didn't disrupt any pathways of water. I mean, basically the way it's coming is the way it always was. Got a nice contour ditch in here. Water comes, we got a diverter ditch up and around that knoll, and then the water will come off. get in this ditch and come straight at me. Got her water took care of. Got pretty good mulch job on it. If anybody out there don't have a blower, you've got to have a blower to do good reclaim. Shaking it out's okay whenever you ain't got a whole big old bunch to do, but once you get up to 20 bale or more, you need to blow it on. Got a bald spot here and there we're going to take care of. That's why I wanted to get that other 10 bale. The guys really wanted to call it, and I could tell, but I didn't want to break their heart. But you know, we needed to make sure we get it covered up good. It would probably, if this was in say September, you could probably get by with it. But where we're getting ready to go into the winter months, we're going to need as much on there as we can. Got all that there mulched, all the little patches and stuff's mulched. I mean, it's a pretty clean looking job. Got our diverter ditches in here. This way it brings water back both ways, which it's actually, the breaks here pretty close. Nice ditch in there. Nice ditch in here. I'm gonna go ahead and walk up here. That way I can take some pictures too. The sun's blinding, ain't it? See, I run my tractor sideways on that, spreading that seed. We got 250 pound of fescue, 250 pound of winter wheat, 500 pound of triple 10, 500 pound of pelletized lime. Got a real good starter on it. Should grow really nice. Nice diverter ditch. Kind of get a good view of it. Here's the other diverter ditch. I really think I think the project turned out nice. This is their solar field that I built them. They're gonna put solar energy. I left a nice little contour on it too. That way it don't shed water. That way it sheds water. We don't have any issues with that. Of course, I hate that brush pile. I hate it. But it was a quick job. So we're gonna run this dozer off the hill and run the excavator off the hill, and then by the time that happens, them guys should be back. So we can get them all patched in and done.